Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your horoscope reading for November 16th through November 30th. All right. First of all, Cancer, your sign is ruled by the moon, which is ever changing. All right. The moon represents constant change, a changing heart, nature, blind and driven forces, and moral instability, and also a gullible mind. And don't take offense to any of the negatives there, because that's just what it represents. It doesn't necessarily mean that you apply to all of those personally. Everybody is different, okay? So right now I am shuffling our soul journey cards to get a couple core cards here for our foundation, to see what our reading is based upon. All right, so we are just gonna hop right in and see what we have. See what Spirit wants us to know. And when I say Spirit, I am talking about spirit guides. Okay, your spirit guides, or spirit guides for, Cancer, all of Cancer. I wonder if they have those. I really never even thought about that. So, do we have spirit guides for the zodiac signs specifically? That's a good thing to meditate on and see if I can get an answer. Okay, our first one, loneliness. I know that I am never alone. Okay, some of you may feel like you are. All right, and we'll dive deeper into that in a minute. But, you're not ever alone. You have your spirit guides, you have your angels, you have your ancestors, who have passed. Okay, we have so many energies and higher ups around us. Jesus and God and angels and archangels, okay? Number two, surrender. I can't, number two. Well, this is the second card. Surrender. I can release my need to control. Okay, you can, but you can't. All right, I feel like for many of you, it is a little bit hard to let go of certain things, okay? And what do I mean by that? Well, it could be so many different things. It could be control of your children, control of your, the thing that your hobbies. It could be losing control of, you may be very controlling in a relationship, or controlling in your job. Okay, maybe you're like the person that has to get their way at work. You don't like being told what to do. You're kind of a natural born leader in a sense. All right, and that does apply to not all of you, but most of you. I would say the majority of you are leaders, and you like to be in control. You feel comfortable when you are. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. Aries is that way. Capricorn is that way. There's many signs that are like that. And it doesn't even have to do with the zodiac sign per se. It could be just in general, people in general. There are controlling people out there, or people that feel more comfortable when they have the reins. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be like you're a complete control freak. That's not what I'm trying to say. All right, so this is the Witch Tarot deck that I have, and I just shuffled the cards, and I'm cutting the deck here, and we're going to see what we have, okay, to get deeper in our reading. Okay, Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is like one of the best cards in tarot that you can actually get. Okay, it signifies complete bliss and happiness, fortunate marriage, contentment of the heart, and just pure happiness and bliss. Okay, Eight of Wands. Okay, Eight of Wands is an action card about swiftness, immediate info. All right, immediate information and news traveling fast, unexpected news as well, and new communication. All right, and then You get Nine of Swords. Oops. And I'm sorry, I apologize for my camera going in and out. Soon I will not have this issue and we'll have a better camera. Okay, but for now, just bear with me. All right, so Nine of Swords. That's a deeper, darker, plagued by fear and guilt card, okay? Fear, guilt, doubt, worry, difficult decisions to make. The fear is usually very unlikely to even materialize. It's like a worry work card. You're kind of putting yourself in your own personal prison. And a lot of times it's almost unnecessary. It's like you did all this worrying for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Okay, and then we're just gonna pull some Moon Oracle to dive in a little deeper to see what these meanings actually, oops, to see what these, and here we go, we have Spirit pulling my cards out of my hands here and kind of just like the universe saying, hey, take me, take me. I want you to have these cards. All right. I'm still going to shuffle though because I just don't feel like, I really honestly feel like that was, okay, now that one was not my mistake. I feel like the first one was. All right, so to go with the Ten of Cups, hold your vision, fixed moon, okay? I'll get into this a little deeper as I get the rest of them for you. A new romantic cycle begins, new moon in Libra, with this news travels fast card with our action card. That's kind of significant. And it's time to release negative energy. Yes. Look at that full moon in Scorpio, which it doesn't necessarily have to even mean anything with what the fixed moon, the new moon in Libra, or the full moon in Scorpio really doesn't have to even apply to your reading. If it does mean something for you, then yes, take it in and use it as something to resonate with your reading. But holy cow, okay, this is great. So, first of all, you have, I kind of want to almost like work backwards on these. Okay, so you get, I'm just going to kind of hold this up for you guys to see. You get this Nine of Swords, okay? Like you're in your own personal prison. You worry too much. You care too much what other people think about you, and sometimes you might not care at all. But you're like up and down, in and out, round and round. I kind of feel like maybe you can't decide sometimes, and you jump from one extreme to the next, okay? And that's not a bad thing. It's just a hard thing to deal with, and not all cancers are going to feel this way, okay? So maybe it's just for the moment. Maybe you're not always like this, all right? But it's kind of like, oh my gosh, life sucks, and what am I going to do? And I can't get out of this, and I'm dwelling on things, okay? And everything seems horrible. But look at what you got with it. It's time to release that negative energy, the negativity. Get rid of it. You don't need it. All it does is bring in the loneliness, right? And you need to surrender. That's kind of like what they're saying here. Spirit guides and angels, they're saying you need to surrender and get rid of this need to control or this need to hold on to the guilt, to hold on to the past, to hold on to, the things that really just kind of, screwed your world up in the past. Whatever it was that happened. Yes, maybe you failed at something. Maybe something didn't go right. Maybe a relationship ended and or it got really rocky and terrible and it broke your heart, okay? And it might have been something you did. That's why you feel you're in this self-made prison. You put yourself there in order to feel better so that and I know that sounds silly to say that because why would anybody put themselves in that position, but it felt better for you to just like completely threw yourself in this despair and this self-made prison because you felt like that was the only way you could, oh, what am I trying to say here? Help me out, Spirit. What are the words I'm looking for? It's the only way that you could feel like you were punished for what you did. You punished yourself for whatever issues that you may have caused in the past with another person, with your family members, with a romantic relationship, with a friendship, with a boss, a coworker. There's so many different scenarios that we could go by, but whatever this was that you threw yourself in this personal made prison for is your way of feeling like you it was like you live there, okay? Because it's the only thing you could do to feel like you got your punishment. Because even when people did things to you, like walk away or stop talking to you or whatever it was, it didn't matter because you still had that feeling. You still had that despair. You still had the heavy, heavy negative energy swirling all around you, and it felt like you were never going to get out of this hole. Okay, so this is a really deep reading for you guys. But then if you look, and this is kind of crazy, Eight of Wands, okay? Eight of Wands is, like we said, that action card. New communication, unexpected news, or immediate information coming in quickly, okay? And then you get this, a new romantic cycle begins. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna get into a new relationship with somebody when it's paired up with this with this Eight of Wands. Okay, it could mean, I mean, it could very well mean that you're gonna find somebody new and move out of the old, okay? But it also could mean that you're allowing yourself to break free from this self-made prison. It's time to let go, okay? Sometimes we stay in the negativity and the heaviness and the bad situations because it's comfortable. We've been there so long that the bad feelings feel comfortable because when you move out of that comfort zone, even though it wasn't good for you or it was unhealthy, you tend to then start all over again worrying about, okay, now what? Now I'm done with that and I'm worried about what's coming next. Am I gonna make the same mistake twice? Am I going to get myself in a worse situation with somebody new or just in general? Okay, but you have an opportunity right here with this new romantic cycle, with that new moon in Libra. Okay, it doesn't mean that you're going to get in a relationship with a Libra. I mean, who knows, right? But the new moon part is what's significant here. It's like, and the scales being the sign of Libra, showing you that you're finally coming into balance. Okay, your karma has come full circle. You are, you need to let go of this past and this self-made prison and this worry because you cannot gain momentum to move forward if you just stay there planted on the ground. And that goes with feelings and mental health and awareness and surrendering your need to control, okay? Your need to control the feelings even. You've got to learn to let them go, okay? Because you're never going to get in this balance, but you are finally coming into that. That's how I feel. I feel this month you're going to finally find the balance you're looking for, okay? Because the new moon brings in the energy of newness, positivity, beginnings of something new. And then it's going to happen rather quick for you with that action card of Eight of Wands. All right. So for some of you, you might really quickly decide that you want to start a new relationship with someone. Okay, maybe you'll jump right in it. But I don't feel like all of you are going to do that because you still have a little bit to work through, okay? So, again, this might be that you're going to get back together with this person, or you're going to find your balance, okay, with or without them. Whatever happens, that is up to you. It depends on how deeply connected you guys are. Some couples who have been through hell and back end up coming back to be the strongest couples out there. They are powerhouse couples that just, no matter what they go through or put themselves through, they end up back together. But the problem is they need to know what is the core issue. For a lot of you cancers, it's foundation foundation problems in the relationship. Your foundation was never truly strong enough to begin with to hold the house up, okay? You have to have a solid concrete floor to start with when it comes to building a house, right? This strong structure, like the song Bones. Do you guys know that song? When the bones are good, the rest could shatter. What are the rest of the words? I don't know if you guys know that song. I can maybe figure it out and stick it in the description for you guys or in comments if you guys think of the name of, I mean, I think it's called Bones, but if it's not, I mean, some of you may know exactly what I'm talking about. However, you guys can comment on that if you would like. And if you listen to that song, it makes a lot of sense. You have to have a good structure, foundation, and whatnot to build anything. And that goes for relationships as well. So maybe now you're coming into that balance, okay? And you're going to communicate with that person from the past or that friendship or whatever it is that you so put yourself in this self-made present for, okay? You're gonna finally talk it out. You guys are gonna work through it. Whether you end up back together or not, it depends on the two of you, okay? And many different situations. But then moving forward, hold your vision. So if deep inside you really want to get back with this person, or you really want to become truly happy with a family, maybe, you can see this. There's 3 children there, and they're dancing, holding hands, and there's the couple there, and they've got abundance coming through with this cup energy, okay? Fulfillment and bliss and complete utter happiness. Something, and I'm going to try to bring this in here a little bit for you guys. Oh, I hate my camera goes out of focus like this. Okay, let's try that. There we go. See, it comes back. There we go. Look. Okay, so can you see that? Like everything is beautifully perfect. Okay, now you're never going to have a complete perfect relationship. We all know that to be true. There's always going to be ups and downs. But my point is, once you work past the negativity and the worry and everything else, and you talk it out and you work it out and you find balance between each other and you go back to get a better solid foundation, you can obtain this blissful happiness. Okay, but it's you got to really want it. If one of you don't really want it, it's never going to work, right? And this could be a friendship. Like I said, this could be a family member. It doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. Okay? And then hold your vision. They're saying, Spirit's telling you, if you really want to get to where you need to be to obtain this, and this could signify many different things. It could signify the career of your life, okay? The best paying job, the happiest career you've ever obtained. It could be wealth, it could be abundance, it could be adopting a child, it could be so many different things, but whatever it is your goal is, your main focus, you can get this, but you have to stay adamant. You have to keep your vision, or you're never going to obtain that, okay? And the first step is letting go of the past and getting out of that negative steel energy. And I'm sorry I kind of went on a tangent with that whole thing, but it was like, I really need you guys to know there's ways out of this to make yourself happy, because I feel a lot of you are just kind of like floating through the air right now, not really sure of where you want to go. So let's see what chakra cards we can pull, or what spirit wants us to know might be blocked or needs to be activated and opened in order to obtain that pure bliss and happiness in whatever aspect of life you're aiming to have it in, okay? Or maybe it's just a little bit of everything. You want to get stable with a job and have a family, or get back together with that person, or speak to your family member again, and just obtain that happiness. All right, so for that we are pulling the meditation, chakra cards, and angel cards. All right, so here we go. This is a small little section of these cards just for the chakras. Okay, I separated the deck because it's 3 decks in one. Solar plexus chakra. Okay, we'll elaborate in a moment on that. Oops. All right, and the second one, stellar gateway chakra. Okay, number 12. And the other one's number 3. 3 in numerology is a symbol of many different things, but like spiritually, what jumps out at me is the fact that 12 in numerology equals a 3, and then you have this 3. So you have a 33 energy coming in, which is a third, funny enough, master number in numerology, 33. But it's not used often. Usually 11 and 22 are the only two they consider. But every now and then, you'll read articles or you'll read things that will say 33 is also a master number. So it's kind of give and take with some people and how they feel about that. But what's significant is having that 33 energy, because the number 3 is about your ascended masters. It's about higher power, God, Jesus. Well, ascended masters are more like Jesus, the Virgin Mary, Buddha, Mother Teresa, saints, okay? And the people that were spiritual teachers or spiritual leaders here on earth with a human life, and they ascended into heaven to have a special seat with God, like Jesus, okay? And the Virgin Mary. Those are like 2 of the greatest well known. And when you get those numbers in anything, maybe you're seeing 333 a lot, or 3 or 33, these repeating numbers. If you go to my website, happyconnecting.net, you can find under the blog tab an article all about repeating and angel numbers there. Okay, and it will fill you in a little bit more on how that all works, or what they all mean and stand for. It's funny enough that today I actually paused a video and my daughter said, "Oh, Mom, you just happen to pause it exactly at 333." And she notices all this stuff probably because I do. And but she's gifted as well in many aspects. But that's another story for another time. So anyway, with the solar plexus chakra, of course, we associate that with yellow. It is the 3rd chakra of your body. Okay, so if some of you are not familiar with the chakras, I have yet to get my video back out. I did one a while back on my Facebook group page, Happy Connecting Readings by Dana, on my old one, because I had to start a second one as I got locked out. And that's a whole nother story as well. But the solar plexus chakra, and I had a video about all the chakras. So imagine these colored discs of spinning wheels. Okay, they're discs or wheels of light and energy spinning in your body. Okay, and the first one is your root chakra, which is associated with red, and it is at the like tailbone area of your body. Okay, that's where it starts. And then you move up in the color of the rainbow pretty much. And the second one is your sacral, I believe. Yes, your sacral chakra. Okay, and that's orange, and that's right at your pelvic bone. All right, and then, but this solar plexus chakra is right around your navel in your belly. Okay, and it's associated with the fire element and the color yellow, obviously, and it brings with it joy, confidence, skill, and strength when it is opened. But if it's closed, you'll have challenges like self consciousness, or being self conscious, confusion, insecurity. You might even be a workaholic so that you don't have to deal with other things in life. You're just always working. You may have challenges with superiors, people telling you what to do, and inferior. Oh, I can never say that word. Infuriated. No, never mind. Just skip that one because I can't speak. So anyway, but the new aspects that it brings, if it is opened, is like I said, the joy, confidence, strength, bliss, leadership, acceptance. So you're no longer expected to stay small when you get this card. Every single sentiment being has the right to fully express themselves in living the life that they were created to live. Everybody's got their own unique path, and it's time to step into your power, but that power must be really wanted through the heart and not the ego. Because finding your happiness and your bliss and getting to this is what our main focus at is holding your vision and getting to that 10 of cups energy, right? And the only way you can get it is if you allow yourself to take the steps towards letting go of the old. Okay, and so do what you love, not what is socially deemed or suitable or accepted for you by other people. So no one but yourself truly knows what brings you inner joy. Okay, so feed that soul and lift your heart and take time to find exactly what makes you happy. For a lot of you, that's the problem. You're not really sure exactly what is going to make you happy. You're kind of, like I said, floating in the air. And it kind of reminds me of that feather at the end and beginning of Forrest Gump, in the movie when that feather's floating in the air. To me, that kind of feels like Cancer's energy right now. You're just floating around and doing whatever, wherever you land. And you may need to take some time to find that bliss, but never stop seeking new ways to discover or express it because you can find it, okay? And maybe you just need to surrender a little bit that need to control. All right. And then when you get the stellar gateway chakra right here, okay, number 12, that brings with it colors like violet, indigo, and white and silver. All right. And it represents source, alternative realities, soul contracts, which many of you are that you have with another person. Usually it's a romantic partner, it doesn't necessarily need to be, but a lot of you have soul contracts. Okay, I have a soul contract with my Cancer, with my person. And I know that deep inside he feels it and knows it too. Okay, and maybe you guys have that with your person. But the thing is, you have to have, this card wants you to have total acceptance. Okay, so we'll get into that in a little bit. Soul contracts are more like, kind of like soulmates, but more like a twin flame. Like you are lifers. Like every single life you guys have had, past lives, you've been together in. You always end up together. So you have a soul contract. It is for life. It is for eternity. It never ends. No matter what life you have, you come back together. Your souls come back together and meet. You decided you don't want to be without that other person ever. And that's in every single lifetime that you have had and everyone that you have moving forward. So, you guys are going through all these soul lessons together, but which one are you two needing to work on in this lifetime, okay, right now? And for that, getting this Stellar Gateway Chakra card wants you to open up your mind and connect to a higher source, okay, or a higher up. It talks about alternative realities. Um, a lot of people don't believe in that. We're in a 3D, right? Living in the 3D. But there's a fourth dimension, a fifth dimension. It gets and some of you might not believe in that, or you might not feel that because you're not seriously spiritually awakened yet. When your soul spiritually awakens, there's no denying that you understand what you're feeling. Okay? You would know if you had one. You would feel completely connected to the angels and all the mystics, that the mystical beings, that are just a veil away, like the veil is thin to the other side. And a lot of people don't recognize that or really understand that until they have the spiritual awakening. And the first one is usually really, really messy. But anyway, so back to that. This card kind of just wants to, you know, it wants you to begin to sense the quiet yet profound knowing of yourself, or your soul self, as seen through the eyes of the Great Spirit. Your physical self is being made aware of immortal things, immortal beings, right? You maybe are finally asking questions that you never asked before about the unknown. Maybe some of you are asking more questions about what is a spirit guide, and how do they work, or what angels work for healing, and which angels come in to fight evil, and on and on. So you might be opening up a little bit with a deeper love and immersed gratitude for what is really out there that you just don't understand yet, okay? And so I'm sorry, I felt like I was kind of like drawing these things out, but it's really important that you guys know that there's such a deeper meaning here than what's on the surface. And it starts with you getting out of that self-made prison. Okay, next we're going to throw some angel cards out there and portal cards. We're going to shuffle and see what we get. All right, what else do we need to do, or what does Spirit want us to know for Cancer to get out of this self-made prison and find that bliss and happiness where they finally feel content? And for that, we get